Someone said that my canvas videos were about narcissism or whatever. Well, let me show you what true narcissism is. Me analyzing my own artwork to an audience of 20 people on Twitch. There's so many layers of meaning to this artwork. It's incredible. Now, the only artwork I didn't show yet was this one. I did this artwork. The Roomba. I asked someone to lend me a Roomba, which they did for one evening for the exhibition launch. I took some plastic I bought at the dollar store and made a cube out of it. I put it on one of its corners. I forgot what this was about. The Roomba should have been front and center. Listen, it actually, people liked it. You know, my plan was that it could go around the exhibition as people were looking at the art, right? And it would bump into people and everything. One of the problems is it kept going under these heaters, which would, like, the Roomba would go under the heaters, no problem. But then the cube wouldn't follow, and the cube would fall, and it would be really, very unglorious, let's say. And one of the babies was really afraid of the Roomba. One of the babies and I didn't want to scare a baby, obviously not. So it kind of stayed in its thing unless someone asked about it, and then I would make it move around while the baby wasn't there, obviously. It's going to be funny if you stream it to us on every stream. Show it to us every stream, every hour. I might do that, actually. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't want people to trip on it. I didn't want people to break it because it's not mine. So what is this? And why was it controversial? Well, let me make you a live canvas video about my own artwork. You know, someone said that my canvas videos were about narcissism or whatever. Well, let me show you what true narcissism is. Me analyzing my own artwork to an audience of 20 people on Twitch. It was controversial, Krenna. Because... No, it's not because I tried to copy Duchamp. Though, thank you for comparing me to Duchamp. I love that. This feels pretty universal. the cube on a Roomba. All right, let me show you. So there's a context to it. As I've said, it's kind of mean because I'm actually making fun of something that didn't work out. I'm denouncing something that didn't work out. My idea of art is art that confronts. I've already said it before. It's art that people are going to discuss, which it has made people discuss, even outside of the exhibition, which is good. It's more than we can say about many artworks that people see. They think, oh, that looks beautiful, and then they forget about it. It's out of their minds, out of their hearts. It's dead. The only way that an artwork can remain alive is if people keep talking about it and thinking about it after they see it. Yet, people are so afraid of actually making an impact on people through their art. Positive or negative. Sometimes you gotta be a bit negative. People are afraid of being negative. Sorry, I'm looking for the... I'm rambling as I'm looking for the initiative that failed. In Quebec, if you want money from the government to be an artist, you need to be recognized by your peers, and you need to be recognized by a place. There it is. You need to be recognized by a place which officially and is recognized by, like, the government as a place that is official and that can display works of art. However, my region being so remote and being so rural and being so detached from everything doesn't really have any spaces for artists to be recognized as artists to the government and therefore get subsidies and grants through it. So the city, I'll call it the city to make it more easy, but like a group of cities all spent a shit ton of money together to make a place where people can publish their artworks and have it recognized by the government. And this was it. It's a giant cube in which they can present one artwork, maybe two. And here you have three, but it's an artwork that's divided in three. It's a boat made out of wood that's been deconstructed and suspended in the cube. I was not convinced by this. However, because they spent a lot of money into building this. However, it was promising. First, because it would allow people to exhibit their artworks in a recognized place. Second, because it's a way for artists to expose, which there's no place for artists to expose in our rural area, aside from in my living room since very, very recently. I don't need those headphones. Now, another thing that was kind of cool, that could have been cool, but I criticized it as it started, is that it's on wheels and it can be placed. It can be, what it would do is it would go around the whole territory. So the 5 cities or the 5 towns, it would go around it and be shown in different environments through those 5 cities so that people could enjoy art, and that art could go to these people, to people who don't necessarily see art very often. My criticism of it is, first, it cost a lot of money. I think it cost like $50,000, if not more. Second, it's on wheels. So first you need to move it all the time. And second, it doesn't create a place for people to rally around to look at art. People have to go in their cars and find where the cube is. If it was publicized, all right, where's the cube now if you want to go see some art? All right, now we got to go to the city, in 2 cities over. All right, where is it? It's on the beach, or is it in a park or something? You got to find it. And one thing I didn't like about that is that there's so little culture where we are, and so little artworks, that now what we got to do is look up online, where is the damn cube? Because it keeps moving. And where is it, and where can I finally see some art for the first time or whatever? Yeah, it's just this one cube. So I was kind of dissatisfied, and it cost a lot, $50,000. Like, you could do a lot with $50,000 in terms of presenting art to a community, or just investing in a place where people can federate and look at art together. This place was supposed to be that, and it just never really worked. Fuck this cube, people are saying. Wait, it's not over. Now, that was a year ago. And they announced that they had $30,000 to give to artists who would be exposed in this cube. Ever since, this is 23rd of September, so ever since last September, it will be the first year of its inauguration this September. It has never shown its face ever since it was inaugurated. Why? Because first, it's not waterproof. So it can't be outside. They wanted it to be outside, but it's not waterproof. So it can't be outside, or else it becomes a giant aquarium. So they can only bring it inside. But I don't know if you noticed, but this is huge. And it's a cube, and it's extremely large. They can't put this cube indoors, except for some very specific locations, because it doesn't fit through a doorway. So nothing has happened with this cube ever since its inauguration. Going back to this, we have a cube again, which is very fragile, as Krenna says. It would make a cool aquarium, actually. All right. This is a cube that is aimlessly roaming the gallery. Aimlessly. I'm not sure about that, Krenna, though. I'm not entirely sure. All right. So this is a cube going aimlessly and traveling as the original cube was supposed to. and it's bumping in different walls. In this case, it's bumping on my speakers. Is my cube waterproof? Maybe. I haven't tested it. But it's aimlessly wandering around. It's empty, obviously. It's empty. It's aimlessly walking around. It's bumping into walls because it doesn't know where it's going. And to top it all off, it's a Roomba. It's collecting dust. Get it? It's collecting dust. It's there's so many layers of meaning to this artwork. It's incredible. It's the 21st century equivalent of I don't know. I don't want to say Fountain by Marcel Duchamp, but listen, it's, and the problem with that is the cultural world of the rural place where I'm at obviously is very small, as you may imagine, right? And the person who made the cube was there at the exhibition, and everybody was like very, very uncomfortable by the fact that the man who thought of this idea of the cube, who made it possible, who conceived of it, who went through the trouble of funding it through public funding, is now looking at the art and seeing his project being ridiculed on the floor, collecting dust, bumping into walls, bumping into people's shoes. I did show my cube though, somebody. He saw it. And you know what? Everybody was talking about it. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe, oh, did he see it? Yeah, of course he saw it. And you know what? He did see it. And he took a picture of it and put it on his Facebook story. I imagine he loved it. If it didn't work, it's not necessarily his fault. I didn't think it was a good idea, but, the reasons why it didn't work out is not necessarily his fault. If it's not waterproof, it's not his fault. It might be the engineer's fault, or it might be whoever built it's fault, right? But he liked it. I imagine. He took pictures of it and posted it on his social media. So I imagine he liked it. And people discussed it. They're like, oh, he liked it. And they discussed about this project, that's supposed to help the culture in our region. And my objective was that, yeah, let's discuss about the initiatives that work or that don't work in terms of bringing about culture or not bringing about culture in our region. And this was my TED Talk. Thank you very much.